that there is no going back on the $5.2 billion fine imposed on mobile giant MTN Nigeria for failing to deactivate unregistered SIM cards.
But that is 1.04 trillion naira.
A staggering amount. The regulatory agency had extended the deadline for the payment twice, but the telecommunications service provider is yet to pay.
Correspondent Abiola Ismail reports.
It has not been business as usual for Africa's biggest mobile phone company, MTN, which operates in Nigeria, Africa's largest economy. The firm was fined $5.2 billion in October by the Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) for failing to deregister 5.1 million mobile phone subscribers who did not keep to proper registration. The penalty relates to the timing of the disconnection of subscribers and is based on a charge of more than $1,000 for each unregistered customer. This has caused its South African-based Group Chief Executive Officer, Sifiso Dambengwa, to resign and be replaced by non-executive chairman Putuma Hunlenko. The regulator agency says the fine will not be waived because the memorandum of understanding signed by MTN is explicit on sanctions for infractions.
The rule says that if you do not comply with a particular number of SIM cards that were involved, that has to be multiplied into some certain sums. In this case, 200,000 naira per SIM. So the emphasis is on compliance.
Although there are reports that the mobile giant may pay the $5.2 billion in tranches, some critics say the sanction is too harsh and may send the wrong signal to other foreign investors. Some say the fine was a good move by the regulator and urge it not to back down.
If the industry regulator sets rules and an operator breaks the rules, what are they supposed to do than to slam the fine? The fine is justified and it is legal, extremely very legal. Outside it's being legal, there was enough time given to MTN and all the other operators to comply with this regulation. And, you know, interestingly, this is a regulation that was jointly made by stakeholders and the regulators.
Right.
So it's really not strange to all the operators that this fine would come if a certain regulation is breached.
Nobody has supported what MTN has done. In fact, some of us see it as an affront against the Nigerian Communications Commission. But let's not create this impression that there is a gang up against the MTN company because of what has happened. It's totally wrong. What we are saying is that this money is too much. 1.2 trillion naira, a company. This is a budget of about 2-3 states in Nigeria. Now, the question again is, what does the NCC want? Do they still want MTN in this market? If they truly do, then they will temper justice with mercy. But if they insist that MTN should pay this money, MTN will look for the money. If they don't have the money, they will ask their bankers for a loan. But there will be implications. Now, very good. Implication number one is that there will be massive job loss at MTN. Don't forget, 99% of the staff of MTN are Nigerians. Quote me. Two, there will be salary cut for those that are left because the company will say that they don't have money to pay the usual salaries anymore. Three, contractors could lose business as well. These contractors are Nigerians. Four, bilateral relations with South Africa could deepen very negatively because the companies who are allied to South Africa, they will begin to go after Nigerian companies in their countries. So these are the things that we should look at. Now, the statement from the Governors Forum recently was so uncharitable. These are governors that say that they cannot pay salary. What I expected from them is to say that, okay, this has happened, let the commission take a look at it again. These are the things we should be hearing. The economy is bad enough. Let's not create another impression here to say because Nigeria is broke, so we're looking at this fine to probably pay bills in our nation. These are the impressions that we are trying to create. And I think that the federal government of Nigeria, led by Muhammadu Buhari, should take a look at this again and not give foreign investors the impression that if this can happen to MTN, then we are not safe in that country.
Director African Analyst spoke via Skype from Johannesburg, South Africa, on the development.
I would have thought that perhaps the Nigerian MTN operations executives would be the first ones to go. I didn't quite expect Mr. Dabengwa to resign. But obviously, it probably points to the fact that MTN has now begun to take this whole issue very seriously. It probably wants to reassure shareholders through this action also that it is addressing the problem.
MTN's shares have been declined by about 16% since the fine was reported in October. MTN Group Executive Chairman Putuma